I got smash you, boy.
It's 2 fingers I lose in prison. I keep your 10 fingers.
The taller you get, the more brain you lose. Come like.
Every time your parents pray for you and pray that you do the right thing and make the right decision, this is a burden. This is how they feel.
What's going on with you? What's going on?
Let's go. Oh, you special. God, show you just how special you are. Just how special you are.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, break the rule, go to jail. Turning a negative narrative into a positive, union issues marching orders, and in sports, World Relays prep progress. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The objectives are said to be straightforward, but in recent days, there has been much discussion on the pros and cons of planned amendments to the Bail Act as an urgent need to address what many agree is a senseless cycle of violence in the country. In this report, our Carla Palmer shares details of the government's legislative move to restore faith in the judiciary and why the Prime Minister holds firm lingering concerns are misplaced.
With murder at an unprecedented level at 19 recorded in 1 month alone this January, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis and his parliamentary colleagues acknowledge that stiffer legislation must be enacted and enforced to address the crime problem.
We can all agree that enough is enough.
His comments came as he opened debate on a new bail amendment bill, which replaced the one tabled in the House of Assembly last week. The proposed legislation sets out the terms and conditions as well as penalties to fight crime.
Judges have discretion over the grant or denial of bail. It is true. But today, we are here to require that in cases where the accused has violated one or more of the conditions under which their bail was granted, the revocation of that bail is the automatic and immediate penalty. You break the rules, you go to jail. No more fines for violations. No more freedom to commit new crimes. When people show us they cannot follow the rules, it is more than reasonable to infer they pose too great a risk to public safety to be free.
Reportedly, over 40% of murder victims this year were on bail. And together with gang violence, these accused persons are putting the public at risk. Prime Minister Davis says these intended changes are an important step forward to save lives.
If anyone thinks they're going to just duck out of coming to court, commit additional offenses, tamper with monitoring devices placed upon them, or breach the conditions imposed on them in any way, then I have news for them, Mr. Deputy Speaker. It's a new day for justice and accountability in the Bahamas. Such blatant disregard for the conditions placed on them by the courts, as well as their disregard for public safety, should be met with a strong response, not a slap on the wrist.
According to the nation's chief, in the interest of swift justice, anyone arrested while on bail will be brought before a magistrate within 48 hours or even sooner. In addition to what's regarded universal conditions of bail, including flight risk, not interfering with witnesses, not committing an offense while on bail, those who breach bail conditions must now agree to specified terms by signature, among others.
Reporting to a police station at a specified time, wearing a monitoring device, surrendering passports and other traveling documents, and keeping the peace and being of good behavior, as well as any other conditions that might be prescribed. So those are just some of the conditions under which what I call the discretion of the court could be exercised. Of course, these conditions, again, falls within the discretion of the court. Now, these conditions, to my mind, reflect common sense.
According to Prime Minister Davis, the amendment does not interfere with judicial discretion. Instead, it's expected to make persons on bail adhere to the law. The Prime Minister says this bill takes into account today's reality of ensuring public safety is secured. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Seconding the amendment bill, Carmichael MP and former senior policeman, the Honourable Keith Bell, who reasoned that the proposed legal changes will correct anomalies relating to the granting of bail.
In looking at the instances before the court, however, the term's definition appears to be much wider and is quickly eroding. For past decades, I have been intimately involved with the criminal justice system, having been a senior police officer and attorney. Over the past years, I have watched with tremendous concern the reinterpretation of the term reasonable by our courts. When I first began working in the Royal Bahamas Police Force back in the 80s, it was rare for bail applications to be granted to persons serving 2 years on remand, that being the time considered reasonable to bring matters before the courts. Today, I am aware of cases where reasonable has been interpreted as little as weeks.
Minister Bell also offered this caution to individuals signing bail for those accused of serious crimes.
The responsibility accompanying the role of a surety is significant and should not be taken lightly. By signing as a surety, you are vouching for the individual's appearance in court. It is crucial for citizens, therefore, to weigh the potential consequences, as failing to fulfill the duties as a surety may result in serious ramifications such as loss of property.
Meantime, we can tell you the police commissioner fully endorses the government's move to make changes to the Bail Act after advocating for as much for some time.
I believe it's something that could work for us. We know what the challenges that we had. And as I indicated when I first put it on the table, and I will continue to say that. And I'm happy that the government saw it fitting to do just that. Because it's clear what it continue to happen. It's clear. And you could, as I said, you could look around the room. The officers are pleased to know that these individuals continue to commit, comes out, continue to commit. It's a stop to it now.
Now, while the top cop agrees 19 homicides on record is a bad start for the year, he and his team have given these crimes priority status. Altavis Munnings fills us in.
Several suspects are now in police custody and are either expected to appear in a magistrate's court this week. Like a woman and man, police believe are responsible for the country's 18th homicide that happened when Terrence Francis was reportedly stabbed at a business establishment in the Southern District and later died at the scene. Many other criminals have already been charged for murder and are now behind bars at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Police still trying to ascertain information on why Deja Kemp was killed. Investigations into homicide 17 states that officers found her lying on Hospital Lane with gunshots to her face on January 21st. And more information is needed on the death of Christian Johnson of Nassau Village, who was gunned down on January 5th, and the motive in that matter still very unclear. The 2-year-old toddler who sustained gunshot injuries to the head in a double shooting incident on January 11th remains in stable condition in hospital and, according to doctors, is improving well. The infant and his grandmother, identified as Renee Gray, were shot while in a car on Lily of the Valley corner. Police arrested and charged Jameson Jacob with that homicide. Commissioner Fernanda revealed that officers are still searching for Rashad Paul, also known as Eyes, as a person of interest in Homicide 7 that happened in Mason's Addition. As mentioned by the Prime Minister in his recent national address, gang retaliation is said to be the primary reason behind some of these murders. Take, for instance, when Eric Morley was killed on January 21st on Walnut Street in Pinewood Gardens. According to police, he was sitting on a porch with 2 other individuals when shots were fired in their direction. Homicide 15 happened when Christopher Gibson of Misty Close, Marshall Road, was shot in the area of a business establishment. And when Destin Curtis of Soldier Road and his girlfriend were sitting in a vehicle in Montel Heights, a lone gunman approached and shot him. That incident was recorded as homicide number 9.
Our intel is dead on. We have highlighted and we are aware of the number of gangs, and that's what we are doing now to disrupt and destroy. The matters are alarming because they were happening one right after the other. We've been in this position on many occasions, but we want to prevent these things from happening, and we will, with the support of the Bahamian people as we continue to move forward.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Now, ahead of going into the House of Assembly this morning, opposition leader Michael Pintard gave reporters his review of yesterday's press conference with the Prime Minister and the Commissioner of Police. Calling it the same old, Pintard lamented what he considers the Davis administration's lack of leadership in dealing with crime.
All stakeholders, I believe, are prepared to pull their weight. Faith-based organizations, non-governmental organizations, the opposition, private sector, etc. But it would be wonderful to have a prime minister and cabinet that's focused on pulling together all of the various strategies and working in a cohesive way. And again, we don't have that at this point.
The man accused of fatally wounding an 18-year-old male as he left a Soldier Road bar early Saturday morning, today arraigned in a magistrate's court. Prosecutors have charged 20-year-old Brandon Major with the fatal stabbing of Sanchez Gittins. Police reports say the victim, after being knifed multiple times to the chest, was taken to hospital via private vehicle. Unfortunately, the vehicle he was in later crashed into a wall on East Street and Sands Lane, where the victim succumbed to his injuries. Also charged in abetting Major with Gittins' murder is 23-year-old Nell Major. She and her co-defendant were not required to enter a plea. They're scheduled to reappear in court on April 19th for service of a voluntary bill of indictment. Well, a broad daylight shooting leaves a 17-year-old male seriously injured. Police tell us the teen was inside a Charles Vincent Street business when he was told a stranger was trying to steal his Krypton motorcycle. The young man reportedly went outside and confronted the suspect, who in turn pulled out a handgun and shot the victim in the upper torso. The gunman reportedly ran off in a western direction. The victim, meantime, rushed to hospital where he's in critical condition. Police are urging the public to remain calm and compliant in the face of a confrontation. Meantime, if you have any information regarding this latest incident, contact 911-919, the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991, or alternatively, anonymous tips can be provided through Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. A routine traffic stop ending in a traffic mishap for a police officer today. That officer is tonight hospitalized in serious condition after being struck by a car on Milo Butler Highway. We understand the officer was ticketing the driver of a heavy-duty truck around 1 o'clock when the unthinkable happened. In light of this and other accidents, police are cautioning motorists to drive with due care and attention and abide by the speed limit. Still to come, PM tours Bain and Grantstown. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Since they're on sale, Max bought things neither he nor his friend really needed. Hungry for deals? Come to KFC to satisfy your hunger before doing something crazy. Our new 6-piece value deal is packed with 6 pieces of your favorite fried chicken, 3 orders of crispy fries, and 3 buttery biscuits, all for just $20. You work hard for your money. Get the biggest bang for your taste buds. Satisfy your taste buds with KFC. It's finger-licking good.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out islands.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
The Bahamas in damage control mode as international travel advisories to visitors pile on in the midst of the country's ongoing crime surge. Canada, now the latest country to warn its citizens about visiting the Bahamas following a similar advisory from the U.S. Now, the tourism minister is trying to allay fears both here at home and abroad. Corvell Pyfrom joins us now with more of the tourism minister's message. Corvell?
Makushla, in the past, Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism's point man Chester Cooper has brushed off concerns about the impact the crime wave is having on the country, and particularly its #1 industry. In Parliament this morning, Mr. Cooper addressed both matters head-on. Tackling what he called the elephant in the room, the Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper acknowledged the severity the recent spate of violent crime gripping New Providence is having on the Bahamas' reputation internationally.
The concern over crime in our country and the recent travel advisory by the United States, as well as the recent precautionary advisory from Canada.
And his statement in Parliament had a twofold agenda: drumming up support for the Davis administration's whole approach crime-fighting strategy, while convincing the outside world that the Bahamas is a safe destination. But to do so, he first had to clear up some misunderstandings in both the U.S. and Canadian advisories to their citizens about travel to the Bahamas.
These incidences have been classified predominantly as localized and as gang-related. And whilst I do not wish to diminish the gravity of the situation, it is important to note that none of the 19 victims mentioned in the alert, or the 18 mentioned in the alert, were visitors. I also point out that whilst we have 700 islands and 16 major tourism destinations, the crimes noted in the alert occurred mainly in pockets of New Providence, in areas not frequented by tourists.
The tourism minister, who has made it his personal mission to ensure the Bahamas exceeds record tourist arrivals this year after a better-than-expected 2023 performance, making it clear to the international community, this country is a safe destination.
It is crucial to acknowledge that 300,000 law-abiding citizens of New Providence should not live in fear or have our reputations tarnished due to the actions of a few.
This level of violence, the Deputy Prime Minister says, won't be tolerated, and he maintains that the administration's crime-fighting policies, inclusive of the amendments to the Bail Act, will ensure that those who try to tarnish the country's reputation through engaging in violent criminal activity feel the full force of the law. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Corval. Now, the question is, just how do visitors feel about those recently issued travel advisories? The answer may not be what you think. Our Antoine Smith spoke to a few visitors downtown today who told us just how they're taking heed.
In my view, a misinterpreted recent alert has further fueled the narrative, sparking some concern amongst our international friends.
Though no show of concern amongst the band of stopover tourists buzzing down Bay Street off cruise ships for Port Day.
We've always had a good time here.
It's the first time we've actually been here. We've been a lot of places, and this place is absolutely gorgeous.
Their visit to the capital following the issuance of a January 24th U.S. State Department Level 2 travel advisory. Their neighbors to the North, Canada, following suit days later with the same.
I feel safer here than I do D.C., where we're upper.
Online sentiments reflecting much of the same, some expressing that travel warnings can sometimes be misleading, others pointing to earlier experiences.
We looked into the advisory a little bit with what it's about, and when you get to the heart of it and see kind of who's causing it and what's causing it, it's okay if you just stay where you're supposed to stay and do what you're supposed to do.
It doesn't really affect me. I travel a lot, and I hear them a lot different places, and if you watch what you're doing, watch your surroundings, you got no problem.
Meantime, vigilant visitors leave their fellow travelers in transit with this tip.
Just watch your surroundings, like I said. Take care and make sure nobody pickpockets you.
Local officials hold that foreign embassies reserve the right to inform their citizens of concerns that may await them while traveling outside their home countries. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoine Smith.
Now, following that national press conference at police headquarters, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis joined Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando on a tour of the Baintown area that included its urban renewal office, as well as a visit to a number of residents. Among them, the home of Cora Ambrista, whose home was featured yesterday as part of urban renewal projects in that community. PM Davis says such initiatives help strengthen communities.
I'm elated that we're able to help. This is what we're all about. I'm moving around now just to see why things are not happening the way we ought, and as quickly as it ought to. Getting a feel as to exactly what's happening and touching these people. The only way we'll know is if we come out and see. And that is why I'm here. So I'm pleased and I'm happy with our corporate sponsors and help from the Mall of Marathon, Johnson. And that's what we're doing. We're partnering with Corporate Bahamas, and we are sensitizing them to the needs of our people.
The Prime Minister also reflecting on the positive impact of urban renewal programs like the recent Camp Road exhibition basketball game.
Urban renewal is back. It is back. I mean, the truth of the matter is that when I was Minister of Works, urban renewal was it was in my portfolio, and in partnership with the police, who was the command in urban renewal, to see that things that impact our communities was dealt with, and they're now back, and you'll see the full impact of urban renewal as it was in its original form.
Well, as officers put boots on the ground in a number of hotspot areas, community partners are joining in to assist residents. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen returns to the Hospital Lane area where anti-crime activists, Pastor Carlos Reed and others are standing by. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Tonight, we're back in the Hospital Lane area where just yesterday, the Prime Minister and Police Commissioner conducted a walkabout, reassuring residents of safety. Tonight, another two organizations, the Brotherhood and GRIP, continuing with those initiatives. Standing here with me is Pastor Carlos Reed, sharing more about tonight's initiative.
All right, good evening, Bahamas. You know, it's
we count it a privilege to be able to come back in some of these areas that we once frequent and be able to spread the good news that God is still on the throne, that Jesus still safe. And that's what it's about. We want people to be able to see that there are some people that care about them, that people that love them. And I want to give kudos to Pastor Henry Higgins, you know, for continuing this movement. You know, every Wednesday in a different community. Next Wednesday, we're going to be down in the Fox Hill area, and then we're going to keep hitting all the hot spots like every week afterwards.
Well, of course, it's a team effort tonight. We have a number of persons from law enforcement as well as community members all out here in support of this initiative. Also standing here with me is Pastor Henry Higgins. He's sharing a bit more on how tonight's event will maneuver throughout this community.
Yes, good evening, Bahamas. So tonight we're here to talk to our residents. We're here to let them know that there is a group of people who are concerned about them. And in the midst of everything that's going on, God is still in control. And so we're going to visit the homes. We're going to knock from door to door. We're going to talk to the young men on the street. We're going to offer them Jesus Christ, because I believe that when a man gets a true encounter with Christ, that brings real change. And that's what it's all about, bringing Christ to the community.
So, of course, Makushla, as it's been said, it's about bringing change to this community. Again, another walkabout in the Hospital Lane area with law enforcement and others teaming up to reduce crime. Reporting from Hospital Lane for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Now to news on the labor front. Talk time over. The hotel union's upping the ante. The over 4,000 member strong group has shifted into phase 2 of its hardline stance against hotel execs. And according to union officials, they've taken a firm decision to proceed with action. There's no letting up in sight.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights.
The golf course, the laundry, the DC, Ocean Club, the Marina Village, Coral Towers, Royal Towers, Cove and the Reef, Life at Key, Town Hotel, and also the members at the Harborside Resort. We are calling you to action.
Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union President Darren Woods this morning rallying the troops to go head-to-head with hotel execs who are said to be stenching on delivering on a promise. The union, who last week staged an early morning demonstration at the foot of the Sydney-Poitier Bridge, contends that despite an agreement for an across-the-board 8% pay increase for workers, hotel execs are reportedly trying to exclude those workers who fall into the tipping category in light of the increased minimum wage. Now, while the two sides met on Tuesday, no resolution was reached.
The employers are taking advantage of the good nature of the members and have taken them for granted for too long. They have now widened their take back to include the members in the non-tip category. They indicated to us that their position was it was the greater than for the tip, and only yesterday we found out that as a result of the 3% increase that they gave to the non-tip, that they want to take that back out of the 8%. Well, we say it'll be a cold day in hell for us.
The union not budging on that threat, it shifted into second gear. What that means? Work to rule, and that entails working according to one's job description.
They will no longer hold two stations. If you're asked to go to another station, you leave the other station empty. With that will also come the extra care that we are now insisting that our members give to the persons in the service area particularly. We want to make sure that you serve the guests with excellence. We want to make sure that you prepare those rooms with excellence. We want to make sure that the engineers who go into the room take the time that is necessary to prepare the product that is necessary for the guests.
Add to that the firm warning that if any manager attempts to prevent a union member from carrying out what Woods calls his rights, will be met with stiff and fast retaliation.
And this is not a threat. This is a promise.
Now, to put things in context, the union's industrial action follows yesterday's meeting with Labor Director Howard Thompson and Atlantis execs that ended with an impasse. Labor and Public Service Minister, the Honourable Pia Glover-Roll, has now stepped in. She expressed hope today that she can assist in bringing some resolution within the next 24 to 48 hours. We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in sports for this evening, 4 teams punching their tickets to the BISS Basketball Championship. We'll tell you who they are just ahead in sports.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
At this year's Bahamas Charter Yacht Show, Peter Morey, General Manager of the Bay Street Marina and a member of the Association of Bahamas Marinas, expressed the vision behind this meetup of charter yachts and nautical enthusiasts.
They do charter yacht shows all around the world. You know, we wanted the Bahamas to be a place that, you know, people can come and see the boats, touch them, feel them, go to the marinas, you know, if they actually do book charters in the Bahamas, so they can, you know, get an idea of what we do here, meet some of the businesses. Like you see, we have 40 businesses here in the Bahamas that are in this industry, where typically it was the Caribbean and the Bahamas. There's so many more destinations that these boats can travel to. So we just wanted to have it here to, you know, obviously feature the Bahamas. I mean, people have more choices. The boats can go further, you know, so the idea is that we show them what we have and get them into our family islands and give Bahamians an opportunity in this industry.
Jonathan Lord, Manager of the Yachting Department of the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, also spoke to the impact the Bahamas is having on the industry and the growing need for more Bahamians.
It's already reaching its potential. It's a great opportunity for the Bahamas, you know, to have these boats come here. Some of them, they only charter in the Bahamas. This is their bread and butter. They service so many of the different islands. And also, too, to have new boats here that I've recognized from other shows, it just shows that, you know, our presence in the market from a tourism perspective is working. And so it's just, it's overwhelming, honestly, with excitement to have this show here. It's an industry that's prime for Bahamians, right? You know, I talked about how some of these boats, they only charter in the Bahamas, and they often are looking for 1 or 2 or even an entire Bahamian crew, because who knows our country better than us, right? And so I implore all of the Bahamians out there that, listen, if you're interested, this is where you start.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
You've set big goals for your future, and we can help you to achieve them. Getting that degree you've always wanted, buying your first car, making it official on a truly special day, or building a home that's your own. Big or small, share your ambitions with us, and we can help make them real.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
A collaboration with Disney will see one local designer dressing their iconic characters in Junkanoo-inspired costumes. Jimmy Swain has all the details.
So when people see these characters in full Bahamian wear, I want them to be proud and can see our culture on display.
Local fashion designer Theodore Elliott on what he hopes Bahamians pull from his designs for all too famous couple Mickey and Minnie Mouse, along with other members of the Disney gang. But how did Disney lock in Elliott? Well, as Disney's regional public relations officer Joey Gaskins explains, the entertainment giant committed very early on to involving Bahamian artists and creatives in the creation of Lookout Point at Lighthouse Key.
This really started with a conversation around how we could get Theo to do uniforms for us on site. I sent my first email about Theo to our internal team on July 16th, 2022. So it was a long time in the making, and that team had the imagination to really think bigger than what I had initially thought. They said, let's get Theo to dress our iconic characters.
That's now in motion as the Key eyes opening day in just a matter of months. As for the designer, a longtime household name on the local fashion scene, he's keeping key details like fabrics and textures close to his chest.
But I do want you to know that the beauty of Junkanoo will shine through. When you talk about the pasting and the layering on a fringe, there's one character in specific who I made sure to give a Junkanoo jacket to, because for me, I wanted when that character is moving on the island, I want you to look and see and feel Junkanoo. So I don't want to give out too much information about the fabrications, but I can tell you that you will see an authentically Bahamian Junkanoo-inspired full collection on these characters.
Elliott, who doubles as a journalist, is hoping to inspire everyone.
This is a huge project for me. I come from a very small background. You know, a lot of times people look at me and they think that I come from a silver spoon in the mouth family, right? For me, this is a testament of hard work, determination that has paid off. I always say that opportunity plus hard work equals success at the end of the day. I want that young boy, that young girl out there who has a dream to be in the arts, but also wants to work a 9 to 5. It's possible. But as a fashion designer, I continue to be able to push the envelope for the past 26 years, and I'm just proud to stand as a testament that you put in the work, and the world will be the pathway to your door to give you a platform to shine.
Theo maintains his designs will be something everyone will be proud of, and Disney officials say more announcements with other Bahamian creatives will come very soon. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jiminita Swain.
Well, still to come, our feature story of the night. QC hosts Posh Girls Symposium. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
Attention, all Bahamians. Our country needs your input to help shape our future, economy, and reputation. We encourage you to take part in the Made in the Bahamas survey today. This certification is a mark of quality, a symbol of our national pride, resilience, and commitment to producing superior products and services. Go online to madeinthebahamas.info. Your voice, our future. Let's make our products a symbol of our nation's greatness.
Health is the greatest gift.
That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
You've set big goals for your future, and we can help you to achieve them. Getting that degree you've always wanted, buying your first car, making it official on a truly special day, or building a home that's your own. Big or small, share your ambitions with us, and we can help make them real.
From Super Bowl parties to family functions, the fun starts at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounce, $2.29. Best Value whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, 99 cents. Quaker Oats, assorted 18 ounce, $3.79. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Fresh tomatoes, $2.49 per pound. If you're looking to save, you're looking at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
An island-wide operation on Abaco producing results. Officers from the Marsh Harbor Police Station targeted prolific offenders. What they got was a stash of suspected marijuana and a firearm with ammunition. The estimated weight and street value of the drugs unknown. However, 4 men ages 26 to 36 were arrested. It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Lakeisha. We have clear skies, temperature at a cool 67 degrees, and the temperature is dropping. Winds out of the west at 10 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,016.0 millibars. That is 30.00 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 65 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Greentoll Key and Abaco. Marsh Abaco at 64 degrees. 69 in the Berry Islands, Allenstown, Bimini, 72 degrees. 70 in Harbour Island, Roxtown, Eleuthera, 68, 66 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Camp Space on Andros and Black Point Exuma have a temperature of 67 degrees. Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rumkey, and Georgetown Exuma all at 70 degrees. And then we pick up a string of 71s, starting with Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matthewtown, Inagua, 76, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 75 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, Vital King, and the Paint Center in the Northwestern Islands tonight. Those winds, they're going to be northwest at 12 to 18 knots, the wave height 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place. High tide takes place at 11:44 tonight. Now for the central and southeastern islands, we'll have a more westerly component, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights also 3 to 6 feet, maintaining caution flags in the central and southeastern islands as well. And as we take into Thursday, the winds become northerly at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. But by afternoon, those winds will start falling off to about 10 to 15 knots with the wave heights subsiding, but we'll hold that caution flag for the first part of the day on Thursday. High tide takes place at 11:50 in the morning, with your low tide at 6 or 8 in the afternoon. And in the central and southeastern islands, northwest winds 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Now, as we take into Friday, this is what's going to happen for all areas. The winds are going to be light and variable, very flat sea conditions. Low tide 6:49 in the morning with a high tide at 12:36 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Need it feeling out.
sailorman sound. Crawly gray, your boat needed filling out. Yeah, the sailorman sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. That's the sailorman sound. If you wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. Boy, that's the sailorman sound.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
For the next 50 days, 50 lucky winners will be getting $30,000 in cash and prizes. $30,000? 30. How you win? All you have to do is purchase $25 or more in fuel or a $25 and up Rubis gift card, and you enter to win. Take a photo of your receipt, and you can upload it via our QR code, Rubis Bahamas Facebook page, or our website. Don't forget, you need your receipt in order to win. Thank you. $500 on the Visa card, I'll buy everything, but I gotta turn my light on. I need gas in my car, and I done miss and put diesel in here, and the car say, "Bop."
Immediate Response went to New York, Houston, and then to Atlanta to locate, celebrate, and feature outstanding Bahamians making waves throughout the USA. In February, Immediate Response flies across the pond to broadcast live from Grand Ole London. Join the ZNS radio and TV network as we interview Bahamian movers and shakers in and around Great Britain as Immediate Response continues spanning the globe, identifying standout Bahamians making their mark internationally. For more information on how you can be a part of the Immediate Response Global Series, call 502-3800 or email phoenixinstitute@gmail.com.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
As we roll into February, we continue to save at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Libby Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15-ounce, $1.59. Distinction Evaporated Milk, 14-ounce, $1.19. American Heritage Cream Cheese, 8-ounce, 2 for $5. Ground beef, 1 pound, $3.99. Beef short ribs, $4.99 per pound. If you're looking to save, you're looking at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Well, the BISS basketball playoffs got started yesterday with sudden death action at the Candlelighter's Gym. 2 versus 3s, all in all 4 divisions. Our Amajal Knowles was on the scene and gets us all caught up on the details.
It doesn't get any more high stakes than this. Win and advance to the championship round or lose, and for the next 11 months, wonder what could have been. Action tipping off yesterday on day 1 of the BAISS basketball sudden death playoffs at the Kendall Geologic Gymnasium. All games played the 2 versus 3 matchups. To the highlights, up first, the junior girls as the St. John's Green Giants took on the Queens College Comets. And for the Giants, they would move one step closer to redemption after losing in a heartbreaker in the championship game last year. They would dominate QC from start to finish, securing the 42-26 win. In junior boys, this one would certainly be drama-filled and definitely worth the price of admission. QC again taking on perennial power, the Jordan Prince William Falcons. Early on, it would look like the Dirty Birds would be well on their way to the big dance, but enter in Amari Nemore, who would play like a man possessed, scoring 14 of his 21 points in the second half to help the Comets erase an 11-point deficit to stun the Falcons and punch QC's ticket to the title game, 43-42.
I told him to be patient, just to keep cracking at it, keep
cracking at it. We weren't playing the best defense, missing assignments, missing layups. So I just tell them, hey, we just got to keep cracking at it. We had one of those games where everything isn't going right, but you just got to keep playing through it.
In senior girls, another redemption story hoping to be written as again the St. John's College Giants would be out seeking revenge after a loss in the championship game last year. Standing in their way, well, of course, the team that beat them, the St. Augustine's Big Red Machine, and you could tell the Giants had Sack circled on their calendar since the crushing loss. Her nickname is Lemon, but her game is definitely far from sour. Rihanna Green with the game-high 21 points to lift the Giants to the championship round with a 45-29 win.
Well, it feels good, actually. The hard work finally paid off, and I feel like we all came together as a team and decided that, we wanted to win, so I think we did good.
And finally, the nightcap, it would certainly be the perfect game to close out day one. In senior boys, the defending BAISS runner-ups, the Jordan Prince William Falcons, would face off with a very game Kingsway Saints team, who from the tip would show they were out with something to prove, establishing a double-digit lead at half before the Falcons would go on a run of their own to cut that lead down to 1. But Rajan Smith, who was simply spectacular all night behind his game-high 31 points, the Saints would go marching into the championship game for the first time in 15 years. Final score, 64-57.
I really think B is a good team. I really think B had it on us from the guys who told me in the locker room they wanted it, and I wanted it just as bad as them. And I just pray we can make it through with the championship.
Now, of course, the 1 versus 4 matchups hit the floor this evening. Those scores for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. For Zenitol Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
All right, thanks, Amajal. Meanwhile, preparations continue for the hosting of the World Relays here in the Bahamas, May 4th through 5th. That's going to be at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Jamiko Archer is the CEO of the local organizing committee for the event and updated on the progress so far.
So we have about 24 World Athletics technical officials who are here now looking at every aspect of the delivery of this event. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for transferring of knowledge and to also work with our local counterparts. And so this is an exercise of determining our state of readiness. We've had a team that's been working feverishly for the past, I'd say, 6 to 8 months. And we're now on the home stretch with less than 100 days left to go. We're really gearing up to finalizing some things that have been hairy issues for us. Stadium build-out, our marketing is going to be launching within a few days. And so these are the more exciting aspects of the preparation.
Now, Archer also addressed concerns as to whether or not the renovations to the stadium currently underway will be complete in time for the relays to take place.
We've been given every assurance through the collective support of the Chinese construction company and the Ministry of Works and everyone on the ground that the stadium will be complete and ready for activity on May 4th and 5th.
And speaking of track and field, there have been rumors that the annual BISS track and field meet may be canceled. Needless to say, this has drawn the attention of local sports fans who are wondering if indeed this will be the case. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, was asked if he had any answers to the question.
BAISS track and field has nothing to do with the ministry or the government. That is a decision date that is made on them. We provide the facility and the availability of the dates for them to use the track in order for them to have their event. B3As is responsible for meeting with GSSSA and BAISS and all other small high school associations to determine dates and times that they can have these events. I know that BAISS has a problem with their event being 1 week prior to Carifta Trials. But I don't know if that meet itself is canceled, may be postponed for another date. But at this time, I hope that they come to a conclusion that will be suitable for all.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. Our Wednesday weather forecast is just ahead. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't. through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Immediate Response went to New York, Houston, and then to Atlanta to locate, celebrate, and feature outstanding Bahamians making waves throughout the USA. In February, Immediate Response flies across the pond to broadcast live from Grand Ole London. Join the ZNS radio and TV network as we interview Bahamian movers and shakers in and around Great Britain as Immediate Response continues spanning the globe, identifying standout Bahamians making their mark internationally. For more information on how you can be a part of the Immediate Response Global Series, call 502-3800 or email phoenixinstitute@gmail.com.
ZNS Northern Service is coming back to welcome to dinner. Oh, see a shark right there.
Boys off the matter, smell?
Yes, I got that. I checked that off.
The weather's perfect, the food's great, people are very friendly.
A week of live shows and the latest news, as well as reveal the untold narratives through the eyes of Biminites, as well as share with you why people from all over the world come to this beautiful island. Join us on February 12th through the 16th from 3 to 4 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
There ain't no place with better diving than Bimini. We have undersea adventures right here in Bimini.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at whether we have a frontal boundary pushing through the northwest Bahamas, should go through the capital momentarily and make its way into the southeast Bahamas tomorrow morning, and by tomorrow afternoon, that will push past the Turks and Caicos Islands. Behind that, you can expect a nice cool down to take place heading right into the weekend. Satellite pictures showing very little clouds associated with that system as it continues that trek towards the south and east. Hence, our forecast for the night calls for partly cloudy conditions, a bit on the chilly side, with your low temperature around 62 degrees. And tomorrow, breezy in the morning, otherwise pleasant with periods of clouds and sunshine, more sunshine than clouds. High temperature, 73 degrees. The extended weather forecast shaping up like this. Things pretty nice tomorrow, but come Friday, some clouds will work its way back into the forecast. Then Saturday, it opens up again, but on Sunday, late, we have another frontal system will move into the northwest Bahamas, so we'll have a slight warming trend as of Sunday. But once that frontal system goes through by early Monday morning, we will see temperatures once again sinking back into the low 60s during the nighttime starting on Monday. So it seems as though for the rest of this week, chilly conditions during the nighttime, and that will carry us right into the middle of next week with these nice wintry temperatures. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. And before we leave, follow your purpose and be the best version of you that you can be. Some of the advice the posh girls of Queen's College received from wife of the Prime Minister Anne-Marie Davis on Tuesday. Davis was attending the school's second annual Posh Girls Symposium started by student Nyla Simonet, intended to motivate and encourage primary school girls. She encouraged the girls to always pursue their passions, adding that their purpose is not set in stone and can evolve.
Are at a unique stage in your lives where the world is eagerly waiting for your voices, your ideas, and your leadership. The possibilities are not just about what you can become. They are about the positive impact that you can have on the world. All of us who are successful, every one of us in this room, the adults, we all have a story to tell about courage, resilience, setbacks. So don't ever be deterred. Never. Never be deterred.
Davis also urged the young ladies to develop resilience.
You have to view your setbacks not only as failures, but as part of your learning journey, like Coach said. and like most of you have already discovered, and like I discovered along my way, and many of us who are successful today can tell you that we had to build up resilience. You had to develop the resilience. You had to cultivate a growth mindset that embraces your challenges to become opportunities for your personal development. Engage in the activities that enhance your mental and emotional well-being, such as mindfulness practices.
And that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
In the heart of the vibrant and welcoming Bahamas, where turquoise waters meet golden sands, there exists a company with a deep commitment to community. Today, we invite you on a journey to witness an extraordinary chapter in the story of the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, a tale of compassion, unity, and the true spirit of Thanksgiving. We delve into a remarkable initiative by the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies that transcends the lanes they stripe. On a day synonymous with gratitude, they decided to paint a different kind of picture, one composed of selflessness, generosity, and the simple act of giving back.
Thanksgiving